Anonymous on Tumblr asks, tips on how to become less dependent on others. And boy, this is something that is important to me because listen, right? I describe myself perpetually as a lone wolf, but that's not true. That's not true at all. I usually keep like a couple people, and sometimes I like throw everything at them, and I'm like, fix me and make me better. But I don't want to be that kind of a person because that kind of a person is unhealthy, number one. A little bit manipulative, number two. And number three, it doesn't end well for anyone. That's not a good situation when you have any person who is fully reliant on another person. What happens is the first person doesn't get the fulfillment and satisfaction they need out of life, and then the other person just feels like they're getting the soul sucked out of their body slowly over a period of what could be years, to the point where their self-esteem is just shattered to the point where they feel like they need people to need them in order to be a good human being. And gotta tell you, from both sides of that, I wouldn't recommend it. Wouldn't recommend that because that takes years of diligence and maybe therapy to get through. Codependency is, I hate it, but it's something that I've dabbled in, but it's the worst thing. It's just, to be in a situation where you feel like you need somebody else just to be okay, it's never a good feeling. It's not a good feeling to feel that you need someone. You asked me about tips though. You not to just reflect on it. Let's talk about tips, right? Here's my thing, right? You have to look at your life first. Right? The people in your life that are around, that you have relationships with, that you're friends with, of course they have a role. Of course they're important to you. But you gotta look at it like this, and this is very hard for me to do sometimes because, you know, I used to, for a very long time, think that the entire world was about me. Okay, and it's not even close to that. In fact, it's as far removed from that reality as possible because very few things in this world are about me. And it's accepting that, number one. And also accepting the fact that everyone in their life is gonna do what's best for them. You know, and that sounds like sad and depressing, like, oh, I wish people would give more. But like, dude, you know, why wouldn't you look after yourself? You know, you are yourself. You're inside your body, your little flesh vessel on this planet, and your job is to feed that vessel. Your job is to keep that vessel thriving. And that's your job first and foremost, is to look after yourself. That's not selfish. In fact, yes, it is selfish, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. You know, it's not a bad thing to look after yourself. It's only bad if you look at yourself at the expense of other people in like a malicious way. So you got to understand that, you know, that when you're involved or engaged with someone else, maybe they make you a priority, but their first priority is going to be themselves, always. Because of course it would be. Because they are themselves, right? And then, at that point, friendships and relationships become really, really cool. You know, they stop being like, oh, I need my friends right now, or I need my girlfriend right now, or whatever. It becomes all icing on the cake of life. You know what I mean? Because if somebody chooses to, like, be with you, if somebody chooses to say, I want you in my life, I want you to be a part of that, you're important to my life, I am choosing to make you a priority in my life, that is so incredible. You know? And that's not something that you need. You know, obviously we're social creatures and you have to interact with people and otherwise you'll lose your mind. That's real. That's all fine and dandy. But the tip on how to not be reliant on others is to understand that they have no obligation to fix you. In addition to that, you have the ability to fix yourself. Sure, with help. Sure, with help. Absolutely with help. Embrace that help. Seek out that help. But help yourself too. And that's very hard. That's very difficult. You know, tell somebody when it's like they're like suffering to be like, you just fix yourself. It's not as simple as that. To be like, just feel better. Just change your mindset. And it'll all change. Have you tried deep breathing? That'll fix it. That's not that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not saying that at all. I am saying that when you feel that you are relying too heavily on others, sometimes you got to retreat into yourself and figure it out. And know that even if you are relying on others, you don't need them. Even if tomorrow you didn't have any of the friends that you used to have and you met new people and all that stuff, you'd be okay. You'd figure it out because people are really resilient. And I do mean pretty much every person. That's you included if you're out there and you're doubting. You know, you got this. You got this. That's all I wanted to say on here. Just wanted to answer that you know, little shindig, little thing. If you guys have any comments or thoughts, you can always leave them in the comment area down there. I love you guys a lot, and I will see you next time on Monday. Hey gang, if you didn't know, I make new videos every Monday and Friday. It would be super cool if you could subscribe for more. Love it a lot. If you want to get in touch with me, you can do so on like Twitter, Tumblr, all that stuff. I love chatting with you guys. I love hanging out, and it's very fun. It's something I enjoy a lot. Love you guys a lot. Bye!